Ladies and gentlemen, right this very moment, China is taking advantage of a massive loophole inside of our immigration system. And frankly, what's happening right now is one of the biggest national security threats that this country has ever faced. You see, the Chinese Communist Party has figured out a way to weaponize our own immigration and citizenship laws against us. And right now, they're doing it on an industrial scale. Take a look.
The Chinese have a new way of creating U.S. citizens for their intelligence services and their military. It's dangerous. Chinese couples are hiring American surrogates and having them give birth to their kids in America. Then the Chinese couple comes over after the birth and takes the kid back to China with a U.S. passport. In the 2000s, everybody talked about pregnant women coming to America on tourist visas and then giving birth in the United States to a child with automatic American citizenship. It was called birth tourism. Now the Chinese families are taking it a step further. In the words of Brian Enton, renting a womb.
So, do you all understand what's going on here? The Chinese party is literally renting American wombs in order to strategically acquire American citizenship for Chinese babies. And so not only is this completely insane, it's also morally reprehensible. But like I said earlier on in the video, this is a massive national security threat. Take a look at this.
Brian, is this a one-off thing or is this actually happening at scale?
No, it's happened tens of thousands of times across the United States. We learned when we went out to California, Leland. We went out to look into the birth tourism scheme because there's been a lot of recent busts involving the feds, even though it's been going on for a long time. And they've sort of got that under control, and it's against the law because these women overstay their visas. They come on a tourist visa, they stay, they have the baby, and then they go back to China. But while we were in California, we learned about this new rent-a-womb scheme, which is almost more alarming because it is not illegal. It's a loophole. This is actually one of the motels that we went into where some of the pregnant women stay. And basically with the rent-a-wombs, you've got these parents in China who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's happening thousands of times. And they pay a woman in America that has the sperm and the egg from China inside of them. They use the American womb. The American woman gives birth to the Chinese baby. And then the baby gets the U.S. passport, but immediately goes back to China with no allegiance whatsoever to America, but is an American citizen.
So, folks, there you have it. Just as that reporter said, this isn't some rare fringe phenomenon. No, this is a systematic, highly coordinated, ongoing endeavor. And you know what? Let's try to do some math here. The report estimated around 20,000 instances of this happening over just the last couple years, and if each one of those instances costs around $200,000 to carry out, that means that this entire scheme has a total value of around $4 billion. That is a lot of money. But you know what? Let's ask the obvious question here. Who in the world has the resources, the interest, and the motivation to spend a total $4 billion to manufacture tens of thousands of Chinese-born U.S. citizens? Because I can tell you right now, it's not a bunch of random Chinese couples doing this on a whim. No, this is very clearly a deliberate CCP operation. It's state-backed, it's strategic, and it's happening right in plain sight. But you know what? Here's the real question. Why would the CCP be investing so much money into all of this?
I spoke to the acting U.S. attorney in Los Angeles about this. They are very alarmed. Listen to this, Leland. What happens in 20 years? Is there any concern that they could become spies, that the Chinese government could use them somehow because they'll have the American passport?
Anytime that somebody has a U.S. passport, it means that they have access to the United States. They will give you the example. Child born in Irvine in 2015 goes back and ultimately joins the Chinese military at age 20, having a U.S. passport. That provides a real national security asset to China and a real problem to the United States.
So yeah, folks, here's what's happening here. The CCP has been spending billions of dollars renting American wombs in an effort to produce tens of thousands of Chinese party loyalists with American citizenship. Oh, and check this out. I did some extra research into all of this, and guess what? Every single one of these Chinese rent-a-womb babies are males. Literally none of them are females. I wonder why they do that. I think we all know why. To help facilitate the ultimate downfall of America, obviously. But okay, so folks, what's the takeaway here?
So they might be babies now, Leland, but just like the acting U.S. attorney said, the concern is in 20 years if they're in the Chinese army and they possess a U.S. passport and they can come and go freely, that is very, very valuable to the Chinese government. And by the way, cost $200,000 roughly to do this, not against the law. The American women make about $70,000 to have the Chinese baby. Leland?
Stunning. Follow the money always. And there's no way to stop this short of what? A law and then somehow trying to change birthright citizenship?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a couple of Congress people right now. They had a hearing up on the Hill about it last month that are very concerned. It's a loophole. The U.S. attorney is concerned, but there's no way to stop it right now. I mean, obviously, President Trump is looking into the whole birthright citizenship thing, but yeah, they're getting away with it.
So, folks, there you have it. They're getting away with it. Man, I've got to say, this entire situation really makes me wish that we didn't have such completely incompetent birthright citizenship laws. Birthright citizenship laws that are based on a misinterpretation of the 14th Amendment, by the way. Now, if only we had a president that could do something about this. Maybe he could use his executive powers to make this entire problem go away. Oh yeah, that's right. Just 2 weeks ago, President Trump actually signed an executive order that would put an end to birthright citizenship. However, you know what happened? An unelected, radically progressive federal judge put a hold on it. So what all of this means is that not only are the radical progressives complicit in opening up our southern border and letting in tens of millions of illegal immigrants, they're also complicit in allowing tens of thousands of CCP party loyalists to purchase American citizenship for their rent-a-womb babies. Then, to top all of that off, when President Trump tries to shut it all down, they do everything they possibly can to undermine President Trump. Folks, at what point do we just acknowledge the Democrats for what they really are, a massive threat to national security? Because I'll tell you what, regardless of why they've done all this damage to the country, malicious intent, incompetence, misplaced virtue, the fact remains they have done all the damage to the country. So you know what? As a final takeaway, all of this just serves as yet another reminder to never vote for a progressive. Now, everyone, before we wrap up with today's video, I want to say real quick that I've gone ahead and made a community Facebook page where I'll be posting additional news and updates as it relates to all of this stuff. So if you guys use Facebook, check out the pinned comment down below and give that page a follow. But folks, that is going to be a wrap for today's video, so please go down below and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video while you're down there if you liked the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys very much for tuning in today, and of course, as always, stay safe.